We are New Wave Solutions. We specialize in website designing and development, from plan to strategy development through creative implementation. So our team consists of web designers, developers, and we collaborate with various other experts which are needed to make a website complete, right from the content to photography, to to partner who does videos, and the technologies we specialize in, right from HTML to PHP to ASP.NET. Then we use open source platforms like WordPress, OpenCart, Joomla, Drupal, and Magento for e-commerce. The model that I have chosen is to collaborate with various teams. So instead of having everything in-house, so I work with a team, mostly 6 to 7 teams that are specializing in each team has their own specialty, either graphics or programming. So accordingly, whatever the client's requirement is, I select the best team and get the job done. So our team has specialities both in who are specialists in design. Then we have teams that are great in programming, and for larger projects we collaborate with larger teams. And we cater to individuals also who have companies that have a smaller budget, so we have a freelance team as well. And for teams that for projects that need technology in Windows, ASP.NET, so we have a team in that. A few of our clients that we have worked with over the past few years are BNI, 4 Minute Mile, Seriality. They're builders. We've worked with a few international companies as well, and we've done a few e-commerce websites for Niasa, which is a brand dealing in bath and body products, Soothe and Shine, Eco Corner, and a few more. Being the beauty of the internet is that you get to work with clients not only in India but globally as well. So we have worked with clients in India, UAE, US, Canada, UK, France, Italy, and a few others. Getting down to the responsibilities of which I undertake, and also running of a web development company. It all starts with business development, getting new clients. So you can acquire clients in many ways. One is via networking. With your contacts, you approach them, and that's how I started off my journey. I informed everyone that I'm in the business of website design, and through that's how I initially got my first few orders. Then moving on with your website, once you have made your website, you get inquiries online. You can get through search engines. There are many nice platforms here today where you can get website orders as well. Like Urban Clap is a forum for freelancers and companies where you can post you can create your profile and people post their requirements. There are many freelance websites as well that you can get inquiries. And not to forget, once you have your initial few clients, you can ask for references from your existing clients. They're in fact one of the best ways of getting new business as well, because they've experienced your services. So this is a great way to get more clients. The second aspect of running a web development company is client servicing. So at the time when you meet the client, you need to understand his or her requirement, what exactly they're looking for, working relationship with them. Once, as the project progresses, you need to update them about the progress. Normally, you have in a bigger setup, you have a designated person who takes care of client servicing as well, or as a standalone. they communicate with the client and also to the team as well. The next aspect comes in terms of execution of the project. Now, in this, you have to firstly define the scope really clearly with what the client is expecting and communicate the same to your team. Now, that is very important so that, and also to ensure that the deadlines are met. So that plays a critical role. During the course of the project, you will come across clients giving feedback. So you have to ensure that the team, the programming team or the designing team is up to date on what the changes are and ensure that that is done. And of course, being part, when that happens, you have to see that also whether the changes that the client is asking for is within the work scope or not. So there are times when clients think of new things that they want to be added, that they want done for their website. So in that situations, there are times where you need to inform the client, yeah, that was not within the work scope, but we can do that for you. But it will take X amount of time and will cost extra. So this is important that you communicate that, as not leave it to the last minute, and it will in fact give a surprise to the client if that is left to the last minute. So if this is informed well in advance, that ensures a smooth completion of the project. Coming to the next aspect, once the site is designed or developed, giving support, ensure that you test the website, ensure that everything is working smoothly, pages are working as it goes, do testing of the different functions of the website. In case there's any technical issues, you need to resolve them. And things do happen that as there's no website there that is sometimes 100% correct in the first go. There are times during the course of you will get some errors that happen, either some mistakes in spelling or some programmatical errors. So you have to ensure that you give good technical support to your customer. Coming to the admin aspect of running your web development company is, as you meet the clients, you need to send quotations, ensure that all the terms and conditions are mentioned, what your payment terms are. In terms of the accounts, you need to send invoices. Ensure that your accounts of your own business is kept up to date. Other formalities like service tax that normally you undertake once you cross a certain amount of turnover. So there you can take help of an accountant who can do this for you. Now, coming to the importance of the website, why have a website? And a website is a very important tool. It's the in thing. It's your address on the internet. A website proves your credibility. The first thing when you meet a new client or a potential customer, these days, after meeting you and seeing your visiting card, client visits your website to see what you do, who you have worked with. So this is an important tool of building your credibility. Here you can build your credibility by showcasing your work, your clients, and the people who you have worked with. So even your as far as your contact details shows improves your credibility, because if you have a physical address on the site, it shows that you're more trustable. Second importance of a website can help activity. A website is lets you you have a customer. The same details are there on your website. You can simply, your sales team can simply inform the potential customer, that sir or madam, you can get the more detailed information about your website. Why don't you please visit it and get the information that you want? So you don't need to spend a lot of time and hours explaining on the phone. So simply have them redirected to your website. Secondly, the way you can be productive is by sharing of information. Now, there is a lot of, there are times certain kinds of businesses have technical manuals. These kind of information can be kept on your website as a download. So here again, it saves the customer time as well as your time. A person, for example, if you have to find some information about a printer, HP has all their technical documents about the printer online. Another way to be productive is you can have tools or systems, an application for your customers. For example, like if you need to inform the customer about your their kind of orders that they have placed with you. Now, there is a case study. A client had approaching that they are facing a lot of they're wasting a lot of time. Customers keep calling them and asking them, what was my past 3-4 months orders that I have placed with you, or can you please tell me the status of the order? That client was wasting a lot of time communicating via email, trying to backtrack with what they had done for the customer. So the solution that we gave them was a simple back-end tool where the customer has a login. They log into the back-end interface and they get all the details of their orders and the status. On the technical front, the client, the company has a login to create the customer accounts and also add the information and update it with the click of a button. Now, one of the main objectives of a website is obviously to increase business. Websites are known, you can have, these days e-commerce websites are really popular, where you can sell your products or services online. So e-commerce sites have a facility to display your products and integrate it with a payment gateway where a customer can shop online and you can sell your services as well. So besides online, websites help you generate inquiries. So it's a good idea to have on your website an inquiry form. A customer can fill it up and then you can cater to the customer. Websites also help, to give support, as I mentioned, and of course, you keep up to date about what's happening about your company to your customers. You can share important news about what's happening, the latest trends. It's a good idea to get customers. Here's another tip I would like to share with you. It's a good idea to get your customers to subscribe to a newsletter. So the reason for that is that once your customer visits your website, they go away. But if they have subscribed for their newsletter, you can keep in touch with them and give them information about your offers, that you have some interesting information about your industry, about your services that you offer. So next time when they think about your product or service, they know who to contact. So newsletters are great tools which you can use to keep your customers up to date and convert more inquiries. Now, coming to the journey of a website from client pitch to delivery, it all starts, once you meet the client, it all starts with an idea formation. You understand the client's requirement, what he or she is looking for. What are the goals and objectives of the website? Is it just to provide information? Is it to sell online? is or any other purpose that the client wishes to fulfill. Now, once that is established, you need to do some research about the company, about the industry that you're designing a website for. Visit a few, get to know who the competitors are, visit their site. You may get a few tips or some interesting information from these kind of sites. Get customers, each customer or client has their own, they have their own, some idea in mind about what kind of site they want. So they have asked them for reference sites that they have liked in terms of, there are two aspects. One is in terms of the design wise. So what kind of design that they like. So if there's a particular kind of format or preference that they like, then it'll be easier than having to come up with your own solutions and then having the customer telling you that no, this is something that is not what I was looking for. So then you go back and forth. That has happened a few times. Burnt my fingers that way. So it's always a good idea to find out what the customer is looking for and see if refer to other sites. You can also, in terms of, look at sites to see what kind of features which they have liked. So it's not necessarily having to do with their if the client is from an say for example a service industry, you don't necessarily have to look at sites from that industry. You can get ideas from other places as well. So once the project work scope is established, the next step is to come back with the proposal to the client, that this is the solution that these are the deliverables of the site of your project, and this is what it will cost. Your outline, your proposal should clearly define all those aspects and also cover the commercial terms and the payment terms as well. Normally, it is a norm that for any project, you take an advance. Normally, 50% is what companies ask for, but it varies. If the project is high in value, then you may break it down into further parts as well. And the final payment is normally paid on delivery, or maybe after a week or two after giving the project. So in terms, once the proposal has been approved and the project has been awarded, it comes to the design phase, where you give an outline of the website. So normally, the first thing that we do is we give a layout of the website, the user interface as we call it, which gives a look and feel of what the homepage would look like. Now that would define the look and feel for the entire website. So some tips to follow is that if the company you're designing a website for has a certain color scheme that they follow, either in their logo or the brand that they have. So it's important that you can follow that same pattern of design throughout the site. So that will give it a consistent look and feel. So once the homepage has been finalized, of course, you give it to the client for approval, and there's some back and forth, mails exchange to see, okay, this is what works, and this is the recommended changes. And it's a good idea to explain why you have designed, chosen this particular format. So there are times when you need to educate the customer as well that this is, if you do this, this is the advantages of having this the site designed in this particular manner. Or you recommend a few things that you feel that are important. It's always of value when you add your own ideas and not, add something of value of your own and give some suggestions, instead of having the customer tell you that, okay, this is what I want, and that's all what you do. So that's what differentiates you between other companies, is when you add your own ideas to and give your own suggestions and how to improve the website more. Over time, as you are in this industry, you'll see other websites, you'll get more knowledge on how to do this. So once the site has been designed, you proceed to the inner pages. You show the design layouts. Normally, we should do that in a JPEG format. And once those have been approved, you convert those designs into a website format in HTML. Now, if the site is interactive, then you proceed towards making the modules for the website, for the backend modules, which will be integrated with the website. So there again, you show the layout of the modules of the backend and take the customer through the whole process. And once all approvals have been given in JPEG format, then you proceed towards the development stage and until the final output, which normally the output of the website, you normally showcase it on a test server. You host the website on a temporary URL so the customer can view it. And once he's signed off on everything, then you make the website live. So that is the journey from client to delivery, client pitch to delivery. Moving on, one of the aspects I'd like to cover is importance of front end and back end. In my earlier slide, I had touched upon a few important aspects in terms of having a good design. So that when a customer visits a website, normally if they spend not less than 30 seconds. If the information or you need to attract the customer within 30 seconds. So for that, you need a good design. And also it's important that your website loads fast, because if it takes longer than that, or if you're not providing the relevant content, a customer will, potential customer will simply move on. People are very impatient when seeing visiting websites. So it's important to have these aspects in mind. Also to have it, make it very user-friendly to navigate and find information within a few clicks. As it is, if you can get the information to the customer with as less clicks as possible, that will be the best thing. So it makes it much more easier. One important a tip that you can do to attract customers on your site or make them stay longer on the site is having a video on the site. So their statistics show that when people tend to stay on the website as much as 5 minutes or longer if there's a video compared to text on the site. So it's a great tip to have a video on the site. Coming to the back end, normally you would have a back end when why have a back end? So when you're dealing with a company where there's a lot of information to share, it makes sense to have a back end where the customer itself can update the information on its own within a few clicks of a button. Now, as you know, there are two kinds of websites: static and dynamic sites. A static website is the customer will have to come to the web designer and ask them to update the information as and when there's more information to be shared. So there are times where the web designer could be not available, or so for that reason, a backend to add the content from the customer, from the client itself, is a really handy tool. Things to keep in mind is that it's good to have a user-friendly interface, which is easy to add the content on the site. It's equally important to have good security to prevent the site from being hacked. So you have a login screen. You have a few programmatical measures that you can do to ensure that the site is not easily hackable. So those are a few tools, tips that I can recommend for having a back-end site. Now, in a front-end site these days, it besides there are various platforms that your customer views the site. One is on your computer or your laptop. Second is your mobile device. The the trend and the number of mobile devices, the statistics shows that the people accessing the internet on mobile devices far exceeds those who access websites on a desktop or laptop. So having a website that is mobile friendly or responsive is very important. So that will ensure that the site is read well and content easily accessible. Plus, Google also gives, when your site is mobile friendly, it gives a great, it's a plus point to have, and it helps in your search engine ranking. If you ever Google a site and you see, you will Google will inform you that this site is mobile friendly. So you can later on try that out and see, have a look at this. Some of the insights that I would like to share in terms of uh, working in this industry is you need to have the passion. This goes for any profession that you choose. If you have a passion for the industry you're working on, or the information technology industry, it shows, it helps a lot, and customers can see that passion in you. Having good communication skills is very important to communicate to the customer exactly what needs to be delivered, as well as communicating to your team as well. So these are some of the soft skills that are important. Now, there are times when things go wrong. Being in the technology industry, you get situations where you have technical errors. The best thing to do is not to overreact, but just to stay calm. Having that soft skill is very important, which will help you overcome the challenges that you're facing with the customer. And have a proactive approach. So don't wait for the customer to point out things that are, that could be, that need to be improved. If you have, as I mentioned earlier, if you give your own ideas and suggestions, or when if there's a technical error or there's a delay in the project, you inform the customer that, there is a delay that is happening, so please bear with us. So customers will appreciate that proactive approach you have. Hard skills it goes without saying, you need to have good knowledge about the technology, in websites you have HTML, HTML5, CSS. On the programming language front, you have PHP, ASP.NET, which is on the Windows platform, Java. Normally Java is used for larger sites like banking, and the page load time is far less than any other programming language. So you should explore that as well. JavaScript also is very important, like for form validations as well. Then you have various databases that you work. The most common being is MySQL, and for PHP, and MS SQL for Windows platform using ASP.NET. So having a good skill set about how to use these databases online it will really help. On the design front, having a good knowledge of Photoshop really helps, because part of making a website is not only doing the programming, but uh, having to do the design as well. So in terms of as far as optimizing the images, even if, say for example, you work with other designers, but it's always good to have a basic knowledge so that you can do the basic functions of the website. Here are some tips for going for your first interview. Uh, I remember when I first went for my first interviews, there are the few things that one can follow. So one is to make a good first impression. Attire, dress smartly according to not overly dressed, but smart formals will be a good plus point. And arriving on time is also really good as well. So that creates a good impression. One thing you can do is research about the company and about the work culture before you go for the interview. You can do that by Facebook page. So from with that, you'll be able to know about the company. So when you're conversing with, when during the course of the interview, when you have a conversation with the person who's doing the interview, you'll be in a position to uh, ask some relevant questions, or answer things in the right manner. So for example, if you know that the company who you're going for the interview for is from a particular industry, you can research a little about the industry and mention a few things. So for example, if you're working if you're going to work for a company dealing in a pharmaceutical industry, as dealing for the website division, you may want to know that, okay, these are the latest, you may do some research online and find out what's happening in the industry, and related to other companies as well, other pharma companies. So that way you'll be in a better position to answer the interview. It's always nice to have a smile and a positive attitude, and talk a little about yourself. It's not always about what you know, but people like to work with who they're comfortable with. So that will reflect really well when you have a good positive attitude. Share a little about yourself, so that a person, the interviewer, gets to know a little about you. So about your likes, a little about what your goals are. So these are things that really help. And if you have worked on some projects on uh, on a website, do showcase it and say, these are the things that I have worked on. So these small things will always help you uh, for your first interview. Uh, just to give you a few examples of few of the websites that we have done. So we specialize in few corporate websites, web applications, and e-commerce. To take you to a few of them. This is a company we did design for. It's a UK-based company, Alstra Group. So the client was very particular about the design. So we used images that we bought from the stock websites. Now, having relevant images is also important, but it's also equally important not to use unauthorized images, because and get them from relevant sources. So you have sites which sell royalty-free websites. You get free ones as well. So to ensure that the companies do not face any liability, in case they do not provide any photographs themselves, you get a lot of resources where you can buy images at a very reasonable cost, and it gives a great touch to the website as well. This is a website we did for a builder, Sear Realty. As you can see, we have built the website on various platforms compatible both to the desktop, mobile, as well as the tablet. So another site that we've done for a builder, for an interior designer. It's a site done for another interior designer, Atelier Habib. This is a site that we have done for a company dealing in chartered planes. We've used a a technology called WordPress. Now, WordPress is a great tool to design, it's a content management system I'm sure you've all heard of, where you can make great websites. It lets the customer update information on their own. It even has the flexibility of having selling products online. They have a plugin called WooCommerce. So it's a great tool to use as well. But there are a few things that you need to be wary of is in terms of ensure that the WordPress sites normally have various versions. So you need to ensure that the site is up to date and compatible, so to prevent sites from being vulnerable by hackers, and also the compatibility issues. So these are a few things you can do. You get when hosting the website, you get a lot of provisions where you can get for an additional amount, you get a chance to have regular backups. So especially when you're dealing with web applications, you can get you have a provision for having backup. So if something would go wrong, you would have a backup available for like a day, 24 hours old or more. So that is a good tool to have, and you get a lot of web security features as well. So that ensures that your site is free of any malware. So these are a few tips that I can give you for when getting a website hosted as well. So I think that comes to the end of my presentation. So thank you so much, and I'll be happy to answer a few questions that you have.
Thank you, sir, for such an insightful session. We'll start with a question and answer round. So, is there any question from the student side? Okay. We've got no questions from Vishwakarma College of Engineering. College of Engineering, Chetrala, do you have any questions? New Model Degree College, any questions from you, sir? No question. Sadiq sir, we have a question here.
Yeah.
We want to know what is agile development, agile website development.
Sorry?
What is agile method of web development?
What's a good method of web development?
Okay. So what does it mean? I mean, what is the method?
In terms of getting a website program, the first step is to get the work scope defined. It's very important to know what are the features and modules that you want on the web application. Once that is established, then you proceed towards making a wireframe of your application. After which, then you proceed towards the website development of the application as well.
Okay. So I believe there are no questions. Everyone has now got a glance of website development. Students, did you understand the session today? Great, sir, great. So I thank you, sir, for such an insightful session on website development from business and operation perspective. I believe there is one question from New Model College.
Hello, sir. Hello?
Yeah, hi. Yes, hello.
What is the procedure of features of space, purchase of space, sorry. Hello?
Yes.
What is the process of features of space?
Web hosting.
Purchase.
Yeah,
Purchase.
you refer.
Yeah, she have a
So,
question that.
Yes, it is
What is
audible.
all right.
How to purchase cloud space? Am I right?
Yeah, web
Yes,
space.
sir.
Web space. She was asking like web space. How to purchase a web space?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. What is the procedure for web space? Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Right. Sure. So,
Sir, your voice is not audible. Can you be a little louder,
if
please?
it's a site that is yeah, can you hear me now? Wait, let me switch off the video. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now, sir.
Yeah, okay. So I said there's depending on, if you first need to decide on which platform you're doing programming the website in. So if the website is programmed in the PHP language, you need a Linux server. If you're using ASP.NET, you need a Windows server. So there are many providers both in India as well as abroad where you can purchase web space. Like you have a company like the most famous being Reseller Club or Big Rock, where you get as you can get shared hosting for smaller websites. So you have packages right from 500 MB or 1 GB of web space, which is good for a basic website and emails as well. So each hosting company has features like number of emails, the amount of web space, if there's any database support. So based on the website requirement, you can see the features that are needed and purchase the space online. In India, you have the facility of paying either with many companies by online banking as well as credit card, or you can even send a check to the company and you can purchase the web space from them in India.
Great, sir. Great. So I believe you've answered the question. And any more questions, sir?
No, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Most
So
welcome.
okay. So we'll end the session here. And I'm sure you have inspired and showed a way forward to a lot of students present here who may go ahead and take up as a career option. Also, students, we have more upcoming sessions on practical learning this week, which are PR and augmented reality. You all can participate for these sessions free of cost. And thank you, Mr. Nathani, once again for your time, sir. Thank you, students, for the cooperation.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Students, one more thing. We do have certificate of the session. So I believe the interested students can give their name to the coordinating faculties, or you can also mail us on connect@webind.in. That is CONNECT@webind.in. And we have a very nominal charge for the certificates. Also, we have sent a link to the professors for registration, student registration. So we've got registrations from few colleges, few students. So remaining students, I request you all to please complete the registration and continue with your college for the day. And also, sir, we request the students to drop in their feedbacks on social media platform. Our Facebook ID is WeBind C2C and our Twitter ID is V_bind. So we will appreciate feedbacks from students as well as professors. Thank you so much for the cooperation, and we'll see you again soon, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.